Hello everyone, I'm Renowned Zero, and today we're going to be talking about this clip from the Amber Ruffin show, apparently talking about how white people don't like the Ariel being race swapped to black because you people like you, Amanda, only see legitimacy in original white characters that have been tokenized into black characters. I'm going to go through this clip and been brought to my attention by Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers. If you guys liked the video, be sure to hit the like, comment below what you think. Subscribe for more content. We're going to get into it because apparently white people don't like to watch movies with black cast. Even though Black Panther made over $1 billion, a majority of people, as we know, are white. People who majority buy comic books are white. Majority of people who see superhero movies are white. And that movie made $1 billion, and we've been watching black people play in movies for a long time now. We see movies like all the Tyler Perry movies with Medea, Blade, Demolition Man, Daddy Daycare, Norbit, Pluto Nash, Beverly Hills Cop. We've seen plenty of movies with black leads. So I don't know what the hell you're talking about, lady. You are so incorrect. You're so wrong. And we're going to go through this right now and break this whole thing down and absolutely destroy the narrative here. Forgot to unmute. Woo, all the seals clap because again you only see legitimacy in original white characters that are race swapped to black. You couldn't have made an original black character or used the original black mermaids that were already established in the cartoon to make a movie. You had to take an established Danish folklore that was already made of a white character and you decided to race swap her because you have no original ideas. Hollywood has no original ideas. Disney has no original ideas. Well, let's continue as we listen to the seals clap for this bullshit. Of course you loved it because you're just like Hollywood, only seeing legitimacy in original white characters who are race swapped to black, tokenized versions of white characters. You probably like Miles Morales too, that dog shit character, Peter Darker. Because it didn't follow the Tolkien lore, where it doesn't specifically say that hobbits are black, they're just darker skin, like I'm darker skin. I have darker skin. I'm Puerto Rican, bro. I have darker skin. Puerto Ricans and Dominicans have darker skin, but they're not completely black. Why are people getting mad at mermaids and hobbits? Well, I'll tell you in a second, Frog. People are getting mad at before you let you speak because you're gonna be absolutely wrong. People are mad because you're taking original white characters and from established lore and you're race swapping them and thinking it's progressive or it's progress for blacks, which it's not. You're just getting the sloppy seconds that you've always gotten from Hollywood instead of making original characters. I don't really like Jordan Peele, but at least he's making original movies with original black characters. As much as I don't like some of the things he said in the past. A few weeks ago, Disney released their first trailer for the upcoming live-action Little Mermaid. By the way, it looked like absolute shit. Starring actress Halle Berry. Some people reacted to it like this.
She's brown like you.
It's funny how y'all want to be manipulative using little children for your video to try to prove a point.
We're gonna go see it when it comes out in the theater.
Yeah. And some people reacted like this.
From a scientific perspective, okay, it doesn't make...
Yes, let's use Matt Walsh because he actually uses facts and logic to disprove how dumb you really are.
a lot of sense to have someone with darker skin who lives deep in the ocean. I mean, if anything, not only should the Little Mermaid be pale, she should actually be translucent.
If you're not going to take this seriously, then we're not going to. And we're just...
Very interesting that they use Geeks and Gamers. That's how you know Geeks and Gamers is really affecting you bitches and they live rent-free in your head.
gonna troll the hell out of you at this point.
I say we remake a couple of other classics, this time using an all-white cast. I say we remake Roots.
And I love Roots.
Hey, wait a second, because that I would see.
It's funny that she would say that because the whole plot of Roots has to do with slaves, and it's kind of interesting how you're saying that you would watch a movie about white slaves. That's very interesting.
My name's Kente, but my friends call me Toby. It's ridiculous to be mad that Ariel is black. There's only
It's actually not ridiculous for you to be mad that Ariel's black, considering that she's not originally black. She's an original white character. This is based on a Danish folklore, which Danish people are white. But I bear it to if we race swap Black Panther to be white, y'all would say the race is integral to the character. Whereas within this situation, you're going to tell me, oh, it's made up, it's a fish, it's blah, blah, blah. You're going to continue to gaslight and be saying a bunch of BS that makes no sense.
one good reason to be mad at Ariel, and that's the fact that she is.
The good reason to be mad about this is because you're not following the lore of this folktale.
Constantly bragging about all her thingamabobs. Oh, really? You got 20? Well, Ariel, some people don't have a single thingamabob. So, check your thingamabob privilege.
Oh, is that what it's really about? She has more stuff than you? Aw, poor baby. Smallest violin for your bitch ass.
But it turns out there's a reason white people are so mad about the Little Mermaid. It's
Once again, I've already stated why people are mad about this. But let's continue.
because of something called the empathy gap, which sounds like a new store at the mall.
No, it just sounds like a shitty concept you're about to make up in about a few seconds, and no one's gonna give a shit about.
It's actually the scientific concept that people have a harder time relating to someone who doesn't look like them.
Wrong. People have a hard time relating to garbage. That's what people have a hard time relating to. They have a hard time relating to trash. If you look at people like me, I can relate to Batman. I'm not a rich, person. I don't have $1 billion mansion. I have a mansion, do I? Look at people like Eric July. He can relate to the Flash because he was an athlete, and the Flash is a fast person. The Flash is white, and Eric July is black. Eric July can relate to Batman. His favorite character is Batman. He's not white. He's not a billionaire. He's a millionaire now because of the Ripperverse. But you're absolutely wrong. You're 100% wrong. People can relate to characters if they are written well and they are acting well. I can relate to Ellen Ripley. I like Ellen Ripley as a character. I can relate to Luke Skywalker. I'm not a farm boy. We may be both white, but I'm not a farm boy in a distant planet in a galaxy far, far away, but I can still relate to the character because it was written well. The character was acted well. The character was written well. I can relate to Han Solo, even though I'm not a smuggler. I'm not a criminal. I don't have a ship that goes 12 parsecs. It's like, girl, you're 100% wrong in this statement. 100% incorrect. Oh my god, narrative broken.
And when it comes to entertainment, the empathy gap means that a lot of white people don't want to see movies starring people of color.
Wrong. Again. We've watched, as I said earlier in the video, we've watched movies like Blade. We've watched movies like Daddy Daycare. We've watched Black Panther. We've watched the Madea movies. We've watched Tyler Perry movies. We've watched Demolition Man. These are all movies starring black characters, starring black actors, And we were just fine watching these movies because the movies were good. They didn't preach to me. They didn't tell me I was a piece of shit or the patriarchy or whatever other garbage message you want to put in your movies. They were just good movies, okay? They were just good movies, and we liked them because they were good and they had a coherent story to tell.
There's even research to back it up. A study from the Journal of Communication
She's about to pull some garbage from a website.
says that in romantic movies, white people show, quote, significantly less.
She's pulling this information from SSRN, garbage website that she's pulling from social sciences based on the ESG, by the way.
Interest in seeing movies with mostly black casts than in seeing movies with mostly white casts, which is crazy because if you didn't watch movies with black casts, then you're missing the
We watch movies with black casts. We don't watch garbage movies with black casts.
single greatest cinematic moment of all time, which of course is this.
Wrong. The intro to Blade is more interesting than this. The intro to Demolition Man is more interesting than this. The the finale of Blade movie is more interesting than this. The ending of Norbit is more interesting than this. This is how you see black women being portrayed. You see black women being portrayed as these psychopathic women who blow up men's cars for dumb reasons. I guarantee this is probably like a Tyler Perry movie where the black woman is always somehow getting revenge on the man that treated her like garbage. Because that's what all his movies seem to portray for the most part, is garbage relationships with black men and black women, and black man is always the villain. He's always seen as a piece of shit in all of those movies, in like majority of those movies. So if you think this is more epic than the intro to Blade, you're on a different planet, because this is just literally a burning car, a psychopathic woman burning someone else's property because they got mad at them for being shitty to them, instead of being a mature adult and just walking away. But for you to tell me that this is more interesting than the intro for the first Blade movie, you are a crackhead and you have room temperature IQ. You are an absolute brainlet for saying some trash ass take like that.
Unfortunately, the research gets even worse. One study found that when white people watched videos of non-white people, their brains registered as little activity as when they watched a blank screen.
Incorrect once again. Because I watched videos of a man named Eric July, and he's actually made me more aware how trash government is and how people like you are garbage. Sending these bullshit agendas, saying these bullshit messages, and saying this bullshit crap and using these bullshit research that you pull out of your asshole to make garbage clips like this. I watched a man named Drexel, who is more interesting to watch than your trash show. I'd rather watch him for days on end than your garbage show.
I know, man. Which means when I do this, white viewers can't see me.
Right here, you're just an idiot. You're 100% an idiot. And the fact that you felt proud to say something stupid like that just shows me how much of a moron you are and how unintelligent you are.
Now, this isn't all on white
Shut up.
people. It turns out the empathy gap doesn't go just one way. We all want to see ourselves on screen. So as long as
I personally don't care about seeing myself on screen, as I would rather watch something that is coherent, well written, well directed, rather than caring about what the skin color of the character I'm watching is. However, if you are going to take something that is originally white and race swap them to black and then call it progressive or call it progress for the black race, you're sadly mistaken. You love sloppy seconds of the white man as much as you like to hate on the white man. You are accepting the sloppy seconds of the white man.
there is diversity and we decide what movies and TV shows get made, we should be fine, right? But that's the thing. As of 2020 in digital and broadcast TV, only 10% of show creators were minorities. And
Probably because they don't work as hard as the white person. Y'all so busy worrying about what piece of property you're owning or what piece of property you're representing, and y'all just killing each other in the streets and all this crap, that you don't care about working hard. That's what the majority of the black community does. They don't care about none of this crap.
92% of all chair and CEO jobs were held by white people.
Like I just said, probably because they worked their ass off for years. And you don't get a CEO position like the snap of a finger. You get a CEO position for working decades upon decades to get to where you are. It's not given to you because of a white privilege. No, they worked their ass off to get to that position.
92%. Do you know how white that is? That's whiter than pumpkin spice latte deodorant. And
More than likely, that pumpkin spice latte deodorant is purely white 100%, so you're wrong.
this is a real product, and if I have to know about it, so do you.
Not many people would know about this because not many people know about your garbage show.
Problem is, all those white executives aren't immune to the empathy gap. They want to see people who look like them, so they end up greenlighting shows that look like this.
Most of those CEOs are white men, by the way. They're not white women. Just an FYI.
Or like this. White
If you've ever watched the show Friends, the character of Ross dates a black woman, dates an Asian woman, dates a European woman. So if you want to sit here and say it's all about white cast and white people and blah, 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 one of the main characters dated a black woman, dated an Asian woman. And I'm pretty sure Joey dated that same black woman at some point in the show. I'm pretty sure that Joey dated or made out with that same black woman. And Joey has dated hundreds of women on this show. But you probably wouldn't know that because you probably didn't watch this show. You probably didn't watch this show.
people. If it feels weird to you to have a black mermaid, imagine how weird this felt to us.
We don't care about a black mermaid. We care about you destroying established lore by race swapping an already established character. We don't actually care about a black mermaid. If we cared about a black mermaid, we would have cared about a black mermaid back when the cartoon had a black mermaid.
It's a show about a bunch of white people who live in New York who still manage to have fun in a coffee shop, even though every single person of color had been purged from New York City.
Wrong. Like I just said, Ross dated a black woman, Ross dated an Asian woman, so clearly the people of color weren't purged because Ross dated a black woman.
At least, that's what I assumed, friends. No, I would not know. I only watched.
Now you try to throw a jab at Friends. Living Single is actually a very good show. You try to throw a jab at Friends. So basically you're saying you didn't even watch the show yet. You're making assumptions about what's in the show. So your whole argument about Friends is 100% thrown out the window because you didn't even watch the show. And judging by that cover, they're all black. So you want to criticize how a show has all white cast, but then you show a show that has an all black cast. So what's the difference? And I can guarantee I've watched that show, and I've watched Friends, and I've watched Sex and the City. So I probably know more about. Actually, I do know more about these shows than you do. So for you to make you can't make an argument about Friends saying whatever you said about people of color being purged, and you didn't even watch the show. By the joke is in reference to the fact that David Schwimmer made a post about a Friends remake, and someone made the thing is, yes, we already have that. It's called Living Single. That's the joke that she was trying to make, and it wasn't very good.
So now we all know the problem, right? The problem is an entertainment industry run by white people.
The problem is people like you exist, speaking a bunch of propaganda into existence that doesn't actually exist.
Who want to see themselves on TV, and viewers who believe a lady can have a fin or a butt, but not melanin. So
Because we use facts, because people like Matt Walsh use facts and logic. That's the way he plays the game. And yes, underwater you can't have dark skin. It wouldn't make any sense to a mermaid. But once again, logic doesn't exist with people like this.
what's the solution? Well, believe it or not, it comes back to this. See, even though it makes the world's dumbest people furious,
I can guarantee Matt Walsh is more intelligent than your ass, than Halle Bailey, and more talented than both of you. Because he actually knows what he's talking about, unlike you. Because you're very unintelligent. You seem like your room temperature IQ right about now. Because more than half the shit you've said so far, I've debunked. And some of it, like I said, the Friends stuff, you don't even know what you're talking about because you didn't watch the show.
casting a talented, gorgeous black girl as Ariel is
First of all, she's not gorgeous. Please stop. She's not talented enough to win an award, for one, if y'all want to care about awards so much and being talented. Secondly, I can find someone way more talented than her as far as singing and acting. That would be super easy to do. For her to be gorgeous, I'm sorry. She's not even close to being that. And it has nothing to do with her race.
Just seeing different kinds of people on screen helps empathy grow. One recent study showed that exposing white people to black faces increased white participants' subsequent liking for a different set of black faces.
That just sounded like a bunch of drivel, by the way. All of that sentence did was sound like a bunch of drivel made up by stupid people.
So basically, Black Ariel is going to help people get excited about black faces.
No, Black Ariel is not going to get excited for anything else. They're going to look at Black Ariel like smart, intelligent black people, like Gothics or Eric July. They're going to look at this and go, wow, the sloppy seconds of a white man, because it's exactly what y'all like. Y'all like to be accepted by white people so much that you decide to take their stuff after y'all sit there and complain about it all the time about whitewashing, and yet y'all out here doing the same thing. But when you make the argument about how the race is integral to the Little Mermaid, Ariel, y'all want to say, oh, it's a fish, it's made up, it's fictional character. Meanwhile, Black Panther's a fictional character, and then when we want to say, okay, let's race swap Black Panther to be white, y'all want to say race is integral to the character. All of a sudden, it matters. You can't have it both ways. It's either integral to the character for all races, or it's not integral to the character for all races.
Fail, or Black Sleeping Beauty.
More sloppy seconds. More sloppy seconds.
Or, most importantly, Black Captain Crunch.
So again, you want more sloppy seconds.
And frankly, the sooner we get a live-action version of that, the better.
It's like you can only pick the one black person that you seem to know. That's, everybody seems to know. Idris Elba just needs to play everything, because you can't pick another black person, because this seems to be the only black person y'all know in Hollywood.
And by the way, having diverse casts isn't just the right thing to do, it's also good for business.
No, it isn't. It is not the good thing for business, because y'all don't use diversity of thought. Y'all use diversity for diversity's sake. But so far, the most recent things that have come out that have been diverse for diverse sake, like Rings of Power, have flopped, have low viewership. Y'all been lying about viewership, and y'all been hiding reviews. It's getting beat out by House of the Dragon. That doesn't fully push this diverse nonsense for the most part.
One study showed that employing multiple black actors in the principal.
Oh, here it is. The SSRN. The SSRN that pulls a bunch of social science garbage, ESG stuff that no one gives a shit about.
Cast achieved significantly higher domestic box office revenues. And
No, it doesn't, because The Woman King is not receiving significant domestic box office revenues.
I know that sounds a little...
It still has yet to even break even. By the way, the Candyman reboot lost money. I'm pretty sure Nope is going to lose money as well.
confusing, because didn't I just say that white people don't want to see diverse movies? Well, here's...
Wrong. Once again. Oh, I forgot to mention Pulp Fiction, John Q, Man on Fire. Diverse cast, by the way. Even Star Wars had a diverse cast in 1980 with Lando Calrissian. No one had a problem with Lando Calrissian. Why? Because he was written well. He was played well by Billy D. Williams. Even in 1983, he had the skiff guard, played by his brother, Corey D. Williams. The movie had aliens. It had a diverse cast. Back in 1977, we had aliens for a diverse cast. You had Femi Taylor playing one of the slaves for Jabba the Hutt, who was also an alien. She was also an alien. She was also a black woman. People actually like her because her acting was good. She was placed very well into the movie, and she acted very well in the movie. What do you have to say to that? We don't like diverse casts. We've been liking diverse casts for a very long time. Even Gone with the Wind, made in 1939. The black woman, the main black woman that was in that movie, won an Oscar. because her acting was good. And we didn't care about the race of the character. We just liked the movie. It's a masterpiece film. What you gotta say to that? We've been liking diverse movies since the 30s. People have loved diverse movies since the 30s. Since the 1930s, woman. I don't know where you get this bullshit from where we don't like diverse casts. But we've been liking diverse casts since the 1930s. I don't know where you get this bullshit from. I don't know, I guess you pull it out of your ass. Because it's the only places you seem to pull it out from is from your fucking ass.
White people aren't the only people.
That's such a fucking, like, non-argument and blank statement coming from a room temperature IQ NPC. No shit, Sherlock. No shit, Sherlock. And as I go through this, making this video, I'm just thinking of more movies with a diverse cast. Shawshank Redemption had Morgan Freeman as a main character. And people liked that movie. Shawshank Redemption. Wow. Surprising.
So, even if white people might be less excited about a movie, people of color turned out and more than make up for it.
Majority of people who saw Black Panther were white. Majority of people who saw, I don't know, Get Out were white. Because the majority of this country is white. The Woman King is not doing well for as much as black people like to praise this movie, even though it's false history. It's not doing well. I don't know what you're talking about. By the way, majority of moviegoers are white. Did you not know that? Or did your shitty ESG studies not give you those numbers? Not give you the fact that most moviegoers are white. Most people that go to see movies are white, especially comic movies. Most of them are white. White men, in fact. Even the people who went to see A Wrinkle in Time, majority of them were white dudes. Seriously?
So, those white executives are going to have to check that, and we're going to have to start promoting people of color.
No. You don't promote people of color for promoting sake. You promote their movies because you want people to watch it, right? We don't need to promote people of color. We promote their projects. Say this person is working on this. Let's come see this movie. But majority of Hollywood is only interested in promoting diversity and inclusion and all this other nonsense that nobody cares about. This is why independent comics are winning. This is why independent games are winning. This is why independent movies are going to be winning at the end of the day. Because they don't push all this nonsense. They just want to entertain you. That's what they want to do.
Not because they're woke, a word you totally ruined, but because
Y'all ruined it.
people want to see shows like Squid Game.
People want to see shows like Squid Game because it's not political garbage. It's actually a good show, and it's actually a show that I hear people actually talk about.
Or a black lady sex show, or
That nobody watches.
the Amber Ruffin show.
Which is your show that nobody watches because I've never heard of your garbage show until you came up with this dumb clip about The Little Mermaid and Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power. I guarantee your show will be canceled within one season.
And white people, you can
And you'll blame all the Istan phobes that didn't watch your trash.
help. A recent study says the drop in interest in seeing a movie with a black cast was erased when whites read positive comments about the film from other whites. So white
You're just pulling shit out of your ass from dog shit websites that make no sense. It's a bunch of drivel.
people, if you can even see me, go see black
Please shut up.
movies and then tell your friends about them. I tell them myself, but
I'm pretty sure people have seen the Trash Woman Queen and said that the movie's trash, or they're not seeing the movie because it doesn't depict the correct history as it should.
the blank screen. Now, I know that making a bunch of movies with black people in them isn't going to cure racism, but
Once again, black people have been in movies since the 1930s with Gone with the Wind. Black person was in Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back in 1980 with Lando Calrissian. Black people were in Return of the Jedi, as in Femi Taylor and Corey D. Williams as the Skatu guard, the Skiff guard, and the slave for Jabba the Hutt. Those are black actors. People still like them. People still go to see them at conventions. Wesley Snipes. People love Wesley Snipes. People love Denzel Washington. People like Idris Elba. People love Morgan Freeman. So I don't know what you're talking about, lady, but your show's garbage. Your takes are garbage. I hope your show gets canceled because you don't deserve to be putting out. I mean, you do deserve to be putting out this trash, but no one should actually watch this because none of this is real. This is all propaganda garbage that no one should give a fuck about.
It's a start. And if we can do that, then we can finally focus on what really matters.
Race does not matter to characters for the most part. But when you are taking an established lore and you decide you want to race swap it, and then you get mad and call everyone instant foes because they don't like their lore being changed, that's a problem. If you're going to make movies that are original, you can make them whatever race you want. No one cares. Stop pushing the bullshit identity politics in your movies. Just make a film and entertain people. That's why you're called entertainment, not clown world identity politics agenda woke garbage. No one cares. That's why woke films tend to fail 99% of the time, because no one gives a fuck about this trash.
Making sure every single person in this great country of ours has their fair share of thingamabobs.
Some of the richest people in the world are black, by the way. Oprah's worth over $2 billion. Denzel Washington is very successful. Morgan Freeman is very successful. Idris Elba is very successful. There are plenty of black actors out there who are very successful. And all you want to do is push this bullshit agenda about how people don't have thingamabobs. It's like you're corny. You're just taking something that's established. Once again, you even show a picture of Ariel at the end here, showing that you like original white characters that are just race swapped and tokenized to be black. And you think it's progressive. You think it's progress. It's not. You're setting race relations back. You're setting back progress for actual black stories by taking an original Danish folklore and race swapping the character to be black for woke points, for diversity points, to play the identity politics game, to play the woke agenda that no one gives a shit about. And all you're doing is robbing children of watching the original movie that's going to be 10 times better, 1,000 times better. It's going to stand the test of time, while this bullshit garbage remake, people will forget about in a week. Because it's going to be absolute trash, and they're just removing all the elements that made The Little Mermaid a masterpiece film. By saying, oh, it's not going to be looking for a man or whatever, right? That's what you're going to do. You're going to take out what made The Little Mermaid a great film, and you're going to make it look like trash. Whew. I am done roasting this garbage clip. I don't know if anybody's actually seen this to the end of this, watched to the end. But thank you guys. If you have, gone this far, be sure to hit the like if you like this rant. Subscribe for more content. Comment below what you think about this trash clip. And I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.